Magandang araw. So, ngayon ay we are recording about impact of transactions of DML statement. So, ito po aking profile. Introduction. The impact of transactions on DML statement module provides you with the instructions and devices to develop your hands-on skills in the following topic. First, demonstrating impact of transactions on DML statements. Next, exercise 1, demonstrating impact of transactions on DML statements. In this exercise, we will use the transactions statements to observe the impact of the transactions on DML statements. So, task 1, test the impact of transactions on the DML statements. In this task, you will create a copy of FAQ Internet Sales tables and insert records into the table FAQ Internet Sales test. We will use the records in FAQ Internet Sales test table to test the impact of transactions on DML statements. Step 1. Ensure you have powered on the required devices and connect to PLAB SQL01. So ito, naka-connect na siya. Step 2. From the PLAB SQL01 desktop, click Start. Then, click Microsoft SQL Server 2016. Then, Microsoft Server Management Studio. The Connect to Server dialog box appears. From the server type, drop down list, click Database Engine. Naka-connect na siya. Then, in the server name text box, type the PLAB SQL01. Then, click Connect. Step 3, the SQL Server Management Studio window opens. In the Object Explorer, click to expand the databases folder. Step 4, to select the database from the list of the databases, click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. To create a new query from the Query ribbon, click New Query. Step 5, the new query pane opens. Step 6, to create a copy of the FAQ Internet Sales table and insert records, type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query creates a table named FAQ Internet Sales Test and insert records from the FAQ Internet Sales table. Only those records that have the order date as this number, itong number na to, is inserted from the FAQ Internet Sales table to the FAQ Internet Sales Test table. Step 7, to run the query, click Execute or press F5. Ba't nawala? Sandali lang. So, press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 8, to create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. This displays the records of fact internet sales test table. Type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query retrieves all the records from the fact internet sales test table. Itong query na to. Step 9. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Ito siya, nasa message. Step 10. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. To use the rollback statement to undo a delete transaction, type the following query in the new query pane or copy. So this query uses a transaction to delete records from the internet sales test table and then roll back, undo the deletion operation. The delete statement in the transactions deletes the record that has the product key as 310. The rollback run statement rolls back the delete statement. As a result, the records are retained in the fact internet sales test table. Step 11. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 12. To create new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. To check whether the record is actually deleted from the fact internet sales test table, type the following query in the new query pane or copy. So this query retrieves the records with product key equal to 210 from the fact internet sales test table. Then to run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. So ito. Step 13. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. To use the commit run statement so that the deletion operation is applied on the fact internet sales test table, type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query uses a transaction to delete the records from the fact internet sales test table and then commit or save the deletion operation. The delete statement is the transaction deletes the record that has the product key has 310. The commit run statement applied to delete operation on the table. As a result, the records are deleted from the fact internet sales test table. So to run the query, click Execute or press F5. Then the query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 14. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. To check whether the record is actually deleted from the Fuck Internet Sales Test table, type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query retrieves the records with product key equal to 310 from the Fuck Internet Sales Test table. To run the query, click execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Task 2. Include transactions in a try catch block. In this task, you will include the transaction in a try catch block. You will observe and display the impact of error in a transaction statement using the try catch block. Then, step 1. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. To include the transaction in a try catch block, type the following query in the new query pane or copy. This query includes a transaction in the try catch block. An update statement is used in the transaction to set the order date key field as null or records where the customer key is equal to this number. The commit run statement is added to apply the update operation in the table. The catch block print errors message in case the try block throws an error. It also rolls back the transaction so that no changes are made to the table. Step 2. To run the query, click execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. However, I cannot insert the value null into column order date. Exception is thrown since the order date field in the Fuck Internet Sales Test table does not allow null values. Hence, the update fails. The catch block catches the error and then display the error number and the error message in the result tab. Step 3. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. To display record where customer key is this number, to type following query in the new query pane, type or copy. This query uses the select statement to retrieve the records from the Fuck Internet Sales Test table where customer key is equal to this number. Itong number na to. Step 4. To run the query, click execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Ito siya. Task 3. Use nested transactions. In this task, you will use nested transaction with the @count function. Step 1. To create new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. To use the nesting transaction with @count function, type the following query in the new query pane or copy. Copy this query. So this query performs a nested transaction on the Fuck Internet Sales Test table. The first transaction deletes the record in which customer key is this number. And then retrieves the value of run count. The second transaction deletes the records in which customer is this number. And then retrieves the value of run count. The transaction T2 is then committed and the value of run count is retrieved. Finally, the transaction is rolled back and then the value of run count is retrieved. After this, the fact internet sales test table is required for the records where the customer key is this number and this or this number. In this transaction, although transaction T2 is committed, the database is not updated. Then step 2, to run the query, execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. So ito siya sa messages. Then close all active windows. Summary, you cover the following activity in this module. First is demonstrating impact of transaction on the DML statement. And yun lang po. And that's all.